Welcome back to my channel, everyone. Thanks for sticking with me while I try to figure out what the heck I'm doing on here, from trying to work with what I have to figuring out how colors work, being colorblind. Sponsor me. It's been an experience to say the least. And there have been many times over the years that I've tried starting a channel. I tried to keep the channel going, but say it with me, life happens. But if there's anything I've learned over this past year is that life's gonna always happen. So start that channel, start that business, convince Sega to bring back Skies of Arcadia. Too ambitious? Yeah, you're probably right. But until then, here's the week in RearView. Besides the price hikes that have hit PlayStation consoles in August, rumors of the PS6 have been buzzing on the internet this past week. And while they've been buzzing for some time now, a YouTuber by the name of Moore's Law is Dead suggests the next console iteration could be a dockable handheld similar to the Nintendo Switch. And this is very interesting to me. The Wii U was a console that didn't perform well, but it oddly felt like a prototype for the first generation Switch. When PlayStation Portal was gearing up for release, many fans wondered, was this PlayStation's answer to the Switch's success? No, it wasn't. But much like the Wii U, maybe the PlayStation Portal was a herald of what's to come. On the Xbox front, The Verge put out a recent article concerning insider tests for xCloud game streaming to be available on other Game Pass tiers. As of now, it's exclusive to the Ultimate tier, but could see it added for the Game Pass Core and Standard subscribers as well. If or when Microsoft makes it official, that'll be a big deal. I mean, with the cost of existing going up, affordable entertainment just helps people cope with life. So being able to stream games or even your library from anywhere through anything would be a win for consumers. I've had Game Pass for some years now. I bought in when the infrastructure was hopeful but not reliant. It's definitely gotten better over the years, so if the plan is to make it more accessible, then I'm here for it. Gamescom happened last month. For those who aren't familiar, it's an annual event that takes place in Germany, which showcases new games, hands-on demos, and developer interviews on titles ahead of their release. And it was chock full of game announcements, whether they're new or updates to previously announced titles. Now, there were so many games, I can't cover them all, but I do want to shine a spotlight on a game no one's been covering. This is Gate Zero. It's a Bible-based game with clear inspiration from titles like Assassin's Creed. In the year 2072, an organization called the United Future Initiative, or Unify, is using their chronotech to obscure history in an attempt for humanity to become more reliant and influenced by them. So, their goal to keep people from learning about Jesus and his miracles. You play as a young man named Max who doesn't believe in the Bible, but through an unexpected accident, Max is sent back in time during the life of Christ. However, Unify is trying to hide and distort this same time period. Using tools from the future, Max not only uncovers the truth of the past, but what Unify fears the most. Listen, I'm all in on this. I grew up Sabbath keeping Christian, and during that time, I wish I had games like this. Instead, it was just reruns of VeggieTales until the sunset. The game director noted in the developer blog that their team worked really closely with scholars and historians to make things as accurate as possible. And while they may have taken some creative liberties with certain things like the backstory of the paralytic man, it was made very clear that the character of Jesus will only recite verbatim what could be found in scripture. Overall, I'm really impressed, and I'm looking for more info on this in the future. So, what have I been playing? Well, this past week, I've been enjoying a good amount of demos actually, and one thing they all have in common, I had no intention to play them, like, at all. These games are Hell Is Us, Daemon X Machina Titanic Scion, and the remake of Trails in the Sky First Chapter. Starting off with Hell Is Us, I'm going to be honest here. I didn't think this was going to be a game for me. While I was interested in the we will not hold your hand to progress through the game mechanics, I didn't know what this game was. Dark fantasy, post-apocalyptic, open adventure, cyber thriller. Hell Is Us, though, does something interesting here where you have to listen to what's being said in dialogue, you have to remember what you've read in notes and journal entries. It forces you to actively engage with the world around you in order to progress and better navigate through it. Once again, the game doesn't hold your hand, so you just can't turn your brain off when you're playing it. Now, because of this, I found myself more intrigued, more willing to explore, more willing to uncover not only the secrets of the story, but the identity of what this game is. And besides a big need to get better acclimated with the combat mechanics, I'm really looking forward to its release. Next up is Daemon Machina Titanic Scion. Look, I'm a Gundam guy at heart. Man, I grew up on Gundam Wing, G Gundam, Mobile Suit Gundam, 8th MS Team, you name it, which is what I thought I wanted more of in the sequel to Daemon Machina. You see, the first game allowed you to pilot a mech and even leave it during combat. That's not the case here. In the sequel, you wear suits you can fully customize called arsenals that allows you to venture through the setting. Look, it has over-the-top dialogue, mech suits on horses, and mech suits in cars. But for the sake of time, if I had to sum up my impressions of this game thus far, I'd say Anime Anthem meets Borderlands. Moving right along, the Trails in this series is a franchise a buddy of mine always wanted me to try. Unlike Final Fantasy though, it would serve you well to play the other games, and that's time I just don't have. However, I love RPGs, and have always had my eye on this just from afar. In comes the demo for Trails in the Sky First Chapter, the game that started it all. Usually when I play any game, I always ask myself the question, why should I care? Oftentimes, especially in the free-to-play gacha space, players are often inundated with dialogue that tells you to care, and with flashy movesets of which you did nothing to earn. I found myself feeling this way at the beginning of my playthrough, and the characters were yapping, like a lot. And maybe I didn't see it, but there wasn't an option to autoplay the dialogue either. But once I cozied up and got through it, that's where my main gripes ended. The story starts you with Estelle and Joshua Bright, who endeavor to become great racers, glorified civil servants much like their father. Once again, what I enjoyed the most was the combat. They have this mechanic that allows you or even your enemies to seamlessly transition the battle to turn-based. And having that type of option is something I don't think I've experienced before, but it's definitely welcome. The characters are full of personality, and the world is ripe for discovery, so with the breeze of a fresh adventure brushing against you, this remake is one to watch out for. On the mobile side of things, there's been a few games holding my attention. Fun fact about me, I'm a Monster Hunter Now player. It's one of those games that I enjoy because of the franchise. Since it's a mobile GPS game in the same vein of Pokemon Go, battles with monsters are faster paced, yet still retain movement patterns for both the creatures and the weapons you wield. It's been out for a few years now and has definitely gotten better with time. Alright everyone, serious question. Are you still a Destiny fan? If so, there's Destiny Rising. It's Destiny, but mobile. It has a basic character customizer. You can use various skills and abilities since you can't just make multiple characters for different classes. Like most free-to-play mobile games, expect the various currencies needed to upgrade everything. But also, like most free-to-play mobile games, I'm enjoying it for now, but we'll see how long that lasts. Stepping away from the free-to-play market, Cat Quest 3 released last year on all consoles, but saw a recent release on mobile. You can try for free and then pay for the full game. Listen, this game, it's so fun. My son and I got into the series together with the co-op for Cat Quest 2. That iteration went with a fantasy theme, while this third installment sports a fresh coat of pirate paint. If you're not familiar, the Cat Quest series is an action RPG filled to the brim with content. Crazy compliment, but it also runs like a Nintendo game. It's polished with charming characters, and you really get what you pay for. Cat Quest 3 is one of many fully priced games that are available, and I'm hoping stuff like this becomes more commonplace in the mobile gaming market as well. Looking ahead, let's check out what's on the horizon. And with August behind us, September is gearing up to be a month packed with an abundance of titles. So here's some I'm keeping an eye on. Hirogami is a very cool and charming looking 3D action platformer where the world and its inhabitants are all crafted from, you guessed it, paper. It's a solo adventure where you control Hero as he shifts into various objects and animal forms to navigate through this paper thin realm. Hirogami launches September 3rd on PC and PlayStation 5. Hell is Us. Since I covered the demo earlier in the episode, I won't spend too much time here, but once again, I was surprised with how much I wanted to know of this world, and you can know more too when it arrives September 4th for PC, PS5, and the Xbox Series. Hollow Knight Silk Song. Man, Hollow Knight fans can rejoice because soon you'll be able to weave your way through new bosses, secrets, and a haunting kingdom in this highly anticipated Metroidvania. Hollow Knight Silk Song will be releasing on September 4th across all major platforms. Daemon Machina Titanic Scion. Again, one of the demos I played, surprised at how much I enjoyed the exosuit direction. And with online multiplayer, this will be a fun time indeed. Titanic Scion is releasing on September 5th for PC, PS5, Xbox Series, and Nintendo Switch 2. Borderlands 4, the trailblazing looter shooter, returns with the co-op absurdity we've come to know and love, loaded with fully automatic mayhem and a lot less toilet humor. Borderlands 4 drops September 12th on PC, PS5, Xbox, with a Switch 2 port later. Also, note that there will be crossplay at launch, but cross-save and cross-progression will come later. Skate. This iteration in the franchise reinvents itself as an open-world free-to-play game where, you guessed it, you skate. But with up to 150 players per server. Crossplay and cross-progression will be in the game as Skate arrives in early access on September 16th for PC, PS4 and 5, Xbox One, and the Xbox Series, with a mobile build in the works. Trails in the Sky First Chapter. As a JRPG fan, this title presented a demo I really enjoyed, and I'm looking forward to the journey of Estelle and Joshua when it releases September 19th for PC, PS5, and the Nintendo Switch. Toa and the Guardians of the Sacred Tree is a roguelike adventure where you choose from a band of weapon and magic-wielding protagonists, explore various dungeons while building up the bonds in your community. Toa and the Guardians of the Sacred Tree currently has a demo out, but the full release for this co-op title will be available September 19th on PC, PS5, Xbox, and the Nintendo Switch. Wonder Stars. Look, I grew up in the 90s, so this whole presentation is right up my alley. This unique turn-based RPG blends word combat mechanics and the nostalgia of the 90s anime-style visuals to bring something charming and hopefully memorable. Expect Wonder Stars to release on September 19th for PC, Nintendo Switch, PS5, and the Xbox. Baby Steps. It doesn't get more absurd than this game. In fact, I would go as far as to say that Baby Steps is the one true walking simulator. That's right, looking at you, Death Stranding. In this game, you play as a poor soul named Nate, where you control his legs. That's it. That's the game. And I'm sure it's going to create so many new streams, so expect new gaming channels to pop up on September 23rd using their PS5 and PC. Sonic Racing Cross Worlds is Sega's latest kart racer with cross-platform matchups and also featuring guest racers like Ichiban Kasuga and my boy Joker from Persona 5. Sonic Racing Cross Worlds will be arriving faster than you think on September 25th for PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series along with Nintendo Switch. Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles is, and I don't say this lightly, a highly anticipated game by its community. As a remaster, it's getting all the fancy bells and whistles, including a UI overhaul, fully voiced characters, quality life improvements, and a classic mode for all the diehards. The Ivalice Chronicles will be closing things out on September 30th for all consoles. P.S. Switch owners will get a free upgrade to the Switch 2. Given the times, thank you, Square. Love to see it. And that's a wrap for the first reofficial episode of the Week in RearView, or the WEV. Trademark pending. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this look back into the past week's gaming highlights, recent releases, and what I've been playing, along with what's on the horizon. If you enjoyed this segment, then do me a solid and just
Help me! Help me!
by liking, sharing, and subscribing. And there's definitely more content in the works. It's just so much editing. So much. But be on the lookout for various commentary, impressions, reviews, and even my 5 like series where I try to find 5 things I like about some of the worst video games and movies out there. It's going to be torture, but content. All right, everyone, that's it. That's everything. Thank you so much for staying with me this far. Remember, the internet isn't a real place, but it can affect the real world, all right? Talk to each other. Till next time, see ya.